A number of studies have shown that when people compare themselves to those who are, or maybe appear to be better off than they are, they feel worse about their own circumstances. Because of this, therapists are often in the business of encouraging people to stop comparing themselves. That being said, it is a great pleasure. I say a pleasant evening and happy new week. It is your favorite drive time mental health program, the Happiness Hub, airing on mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. My name is Rio, and tonight's discussion is centered on or around breaking the habit of comparing yourself to others. And our guest is 𝗪𝗪, the founder of Self-Affair Africa, and she will be sharing insightful and wholesome revelations on tonight's topic. Remember, our mantra here at the Happiness Hub is the scars you share become lighthouses to other people who are headed towards the same rocks you have hit. Good evening, Rama.
Good evening, Rio.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
All right. Okay. All right, so I'd like to say thank you for lending us your time and joining us in the studio this evening. All right. Rama is actually a very, very wonderful person. We got to have a chat, like a pre-interview before the program started, and it was actually amazing. In fact, we already started the program off air, but we decided to just take a break and just bring it live on the radio. So once again, we're streaming this program on Facebook and YouTube at mainland 98.3 FM. Of course, when we just establish character and just establish some things on the program, we will definitely welcome your questions, comments, thoughts, complaints, or whatever. And of course, our guest, 𝗪𝗪, who happens to be once again the founder of Self-Affair Africa, will be here to give you answers or share insights on this evening's topic. Once again, this evening's topic is breaking the habit of comparing yourself to others. First and foremost, let us meet you, Rama. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, Rio. My name is 𝗪𝗪.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
it better now?
All right. Okay, go on, please.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I am 𝗪𝗪, a personal brand strategist, communication coach, and the Self-Affair Pundit. I help professionals elevate their confidence, communication, and personal brand to attract the right opportunities.
Wow.
It is my pleasure to be here.
Wow, fantastic. And we're hoping that we'll just get a lot more on this evening's topic. I know it sounds cliche, breaking the habit of comparing yourself to yourself to others. And a lot of people say, I don't compare myself. But I think tonight we're really going to dissect it at its barest minimum and barest level so that everyone or anyone listening will be able to take one or two things home. So first and foremost, let me just ask you now, which is the conventional question. Now, I would like to ask you now, why in your consultations with clients and with studies you must have conducted, why do people compare themselves to others? And let's take it to the roots, starting from the family or the familial aspect.
Amazing. So I would say that comparison isn't something we picked up as adults. It is something that was deposited in us as children.
Okay.
And that is because a lot of children grew up in an environment where parents tend to compare them, their own children, to other people.
Wow.
Especially when they're talking about grades, body size, and so many other things. And you can see the report card in the society today. Most people grew up damaged, but you see in the society when you say, oh, go for therapy, and you're say, no, I'm not crazy. I don't want to go to therapy. Therapy is not for mad people. It's for you to not be mad.
Wow.
Now, what is the report card from the comparison that our parents did while we were growing up?
Okay.
It is to tell you that today you would see people body shaming one another, broke shaming one another, even marital status wise, you get. So when it comes to the body shame, if you look some certain way, height, body size, or color, you get to say, oh, this one is albino, this one is not tall, this one is short, and all of that.
Okay.
These are the result of how we were raised.
Okay.
Do you get?
Yes.
Another one is broke shaming as well, in terms of finances and all of that. You see another person will buy something maybe for 100,000 or 200. When you ask them, they'll say, oh, it's 500,000 naira.
They elevate the price.
Do you get? And you begin to wonder, why are you elevating it? You might want to buy the same thing. Then
Exactly.
you go there and you see at the same price, you're wondering, oh, this is not a good one. It might not be original. Let me go for
It's counterfeit.
Exactly. And why do they do this? Sometimes because they don't want to be broke shamed. They want to feel like, oh yeah, I have money as well. And then when it comes to the marital status, it's happening today. If you're at a particular age and you're single, or you're married without children, you would see how the society label you to say, oh, well, is everything okay with you? Why are you single at this age? And you tend to see single people at some certain age, they are depressed. And I'm asking, who wrote this timetable? Who gave us this time to do things? Do you get?
Yes.
Like, why are you saying if you don't do this at a certain age, you are a failure? Who designed the timetable? Because everyone has his own time. we were not born the same day. And even if you were born the same day with someone, it doesn't necessarily mean your life has to turn out the same way.
Twins don't have the same destiny.
Exactly.
Destiny, rather.
So these are the result of how we were raised. From the greats in high school or in primary school, you would say, why are you not the first in class? What happened?
The person who took first, does the person have 2 heads?
2 heads. I remember there was a time.
that was the comment our parents.
It was just a normal thing. I remember there was a time in high school, a classmate came to slap me.
Wow.
And I was like, why would you slap me? Because when I was in high school, in fact, my report card is still in my dad's wardrobe till now. They're still there because it is either first or second. First or second. Yes, because I really like that fact that, oh yeah, I had to just read and come out first or second. And then she came to me, my auntie said, why is that lady always the first in class? So she couldn't hold it. She had to hit me. And I was like, oh, you know, when she said it, I just smiled and I walked away because I was really upset. Why would you come and slap me because I'm coming out first in class? But this is as a result of what parents put their children to, the pressure of comparing their children to other people. These children grew up to be adults who cannot understand what success is, or except they have to define it based on what the society has defined it to be.
Wow. So it's safe to say that's social conditioning.
Exactly.
Wow. Thank you so much. I mean, it's just 6 minutes into the show, and it's like as if we already spent 1 hour discussing. Thank you so much, Rama Zakaria. I hope I pronounced that. Zakaria. Okay. Rama Zakaria. Okay, please pardon me. It's a pleasure having you here in the studio this evening. I would like to say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here to discuss issues that border or center on our mental health. One thing that we would like to really imprint in the mind of every listener is the fact that our mantra here is the scars you share become lighthouses to other people who are headed towards the same rocks you have hit. Exactly. So it's not literal scars now, but figurative or metaphorical scars. And it will serve as a beacon of hope, as a guiding light to other people who are almost making the same mistake that you once did. So it's not about showing off, but it's all about lending us your expertise and sharing with us your personal experiences so that we can ultimately grow from there and make better choices. Exactly. Thank you so much. Once again, it's still mainland 98.3 FM, and the program currently airing is the Happiness Hub. And of course, Rama Zakaria is our guest, the founder of Self-Affair Africa. And this evening, we're discussing a very relevant topic, which is of paramount importance, and it is breaking the habit of comparing yourself to others. Now, I want to ask you now, when parents, primary caregivers, teachers compare children, and possibly parents compare siblings to other siblings and friends to other people like them, what is the resultant effect? What happens when the person being to the person being compared to other people who appear to be better, doing better than them from the perspective of the person doing the comparison?
Amazing. So one of the things it would lead to is low self-esteem. Wow. But before we go there, I think it's okay to define self-comparison.
Okay, please.
You know, in psychology, it is the act of judging or, you know, evaluating yourself based on other people's outcome, achievement, something related to others. You're trying to define yourself based on what other people are. So it could be your success, it could be appearance, or anything basically. And there are 2 ways to do it. So we have the upward comparison and we have the downward. So some people would say, oh, when I do it upward, you know, I'm comparing myself to people that are above me, that are superior. That's to help me do better in life. But sometimes it could lead to you feeling insecure. Do you get that? Yes. So some people say, okay, I'm doing it to people below me so that I can say, oh, these people are below me, I'm doing better than them, I can feel better about myself and feel healthy. Sometimes that could also lead to you feeling complacent. The only person to compare yourself to is who you were yesterday, who you were 5 years ago, who you were 10 years ago. That's the only person you should compare yourself with. Because when you constantly compare yourself to other people, it can lead to anxiety, it can lead to low self-esteem, it can lead to self-doubt, it can even lead to depression. Unnecessary pressure will just, you know, come in. You have somebody you're looking up to there. You have a target you want to meet.
Unrealistic expectation.
Unrealistic expectation. A standard that you can't even meet.
Attain, yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
And that is why you see some people comparing their 1 year. Look at you, Rio.
Yes.
You're in this career path.
Yes.
So imagine someone who is just starting today,
yes,
comparing themselves to you.
Me, exactly.
Rio, you've had a lot of time. You've done things and you didn't do them well. You went back to your report card. You worked on yourself. Now you have improved. Yes. So somebody who is just starting today or maybe last year thinking, oh, why can't I be like Rio? Or maybe that path is not for me. Maybe that is not my way. No. You can't compare your 1 year to somebody's 20 years.
Exactly.
Do you get?
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. But when you constantly compare yourself, you are on a path to lose your essence, to lose yourself, to lose your purpose, because at the end of the day, you will not be happy.
And it leads to all kinds of situations.
All kinds of situations. All kinds of situations.
I don't know what to say. It's like as if we should just close the show now because you've already said everything that needs to be said. Because looking at this topic now, looking at what we're talking about, it is very cliche. But with the way you have dissected it now, and this is just the preliminary, we've not even established character yet because there's still some other questions I want to ask. Okay, beautiful.
It's okay.
Now, is there anything like positive comparison? And can you give us some examples or possibly share some stories as regards this?
Okay, so I would say, I talked about the two types. I said
Yes,
we have the upward
and the
which
downward,
can sometimes look like, oh, this is a good way. It's not so bad and
Okay.
all of that.
Yeah.
So let me say, for instance, someone is trying to beat cancer. Do you get?
Okay.
And they feel down and they are not really feeling confident. They're not sure whether or not they would make it. And then they feel, oh, well, somebody did it and they survived. I could try as well.
Okay.
Let me try. Maybe we can say that is the positive aspect of comparison.
Okay.
But when it comes to the deep meaning, do you understand? It is usually people trying to evaluate themselves based on others.
Wow.
And most times you are with yourself. Do you get? I am with myself most of the time. Not even your family is with you, because sometimes you're in the bathroom having your bath, you're alone. When you sleep, sometimes you are alone. Do you get? You are the only one that knows what is going on in your head. It's when people ask you, you can say whatever it is you want to say. So I'm saying that you know yourself better than any other person in this world. So imagine yourself comparing yourself to someone who you don't really know so well. Some people will go as far as going on social media just because they saw a picture of someone laughing. You don't even know if they just finished crying.
Exactly.
And you're like, oh, they are happy. I am not happy. They are successful. I am not successful. I did a video one time when I was talking about failure. And I said, most people think once you fail in life, that is the end. Failure is part of the process of succeeding. It's part of the ingredients. Do you get? But people would say, oh, because I'm not good in English, I'm a failure. What if you're good in mathematics? What if you're good in chemistry?
Some other
What if
subjects,
you're good in some other subjects? So why are you judging yourself based on that subject that you're struggling with? It's okay to struggle with some things in life. I've never been here before. Do you know?
Yes.
So I'm just here for the first time. So everything I'm doing it for the first time. It's okay to make mistakes. And if I make mistakes, I should learn. I don't have to now feel like, oh, I'm not good enough because I've just made a mistake. I just have to not forgive myself because I've made mistakes. No, forgive yourself. Learn and grow. That's how life should be. Not you sitting down comparing yourself to others because you're not seeing their failures. People are not posting their failures online. You will even see some people will post big videos of themselves crying to show you that they have the time where they melt as well. They have times where they're not happy. They have times when they feel overwhelmed. Some people say, why would you be crying and recording yourself? That's how life is. People are not always happy at all times. So if you want to talk about the positive aspect, I would say that comparison does more damage than than good.
And good. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would say. It does
Okay.
more damage than good.
Yeah.
So if you're saying, okay, someone beats cancer, maybe you could as well. Well, that might work. But in the real sense, when we talk about comparison, people are always evaluating themselves, their self-worth, based on another person's reality.
This just reminds me of what we talked about the first Monday in the month of January in overcoming imposter syndrome.
Amazing.
Is this ability or this hunger to attain or achieve perfection,
Yeah.
which is not even possible. So it is almost similar to what we're talking about. Now, you are demanding something that is unrealistic from yourself
Yeah.
based on somebody else's perception.
Exactly.
And then you don't even know somebody else's story.
Exactly.
You are judging. You say, I want to be like this person. There's no, I believe there's no harm. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I stand to be corrected. There's no harm in looking up to somebody and saying that this person is my role model. But it doesn't mean that you have to copy everything that
about
they do.
them. Do you get?
No, you just take what is
Important
just take
to
it
you.
important
What
to you,
aligns with your core values?
and it should be a compliment or it should be like an addition.
Amazing.
You should it boils down to what we're talking about before we even came on air. So I think we should let every listener in on what we talked about. It boils down to just it's just like cake and icing. The cake is the real stuff, the flour, the dough, the eggs, the milk, and the sugar.
Right.
Now the icing at top of it is just a decoration. So whatever you're adding is just a complement or possibly an addition to what is already there. And I believe that's what boils down to self-awareness. Like what you said, you spend most of the time with you. You know what goes on in your mind. You know what goes on in your head. So it's only when somebody asks you that you can articulate, okay, fine, I feel this way, I'm feeling low, I'm feeling high, I'm feeling excited, and that is where we can now progress with that. Okay, thank you very much. Now, I don't know whether I should go to this next question now. So, or is there something you wanted to add before we move on?
No, let's go.
Okay, fantastic. So, let us get down to the cocoa now. So, what are the dangers of comparison or comparing yourself to other people? Now, how does it start? It starts out innocently.
Yeah.
But over time, what happens when you keep on comparing yourself to other people?
You lose yourself. You lose your essence. And that is what makes you unique. The reason why I am Rahma and you are Rio.
Although our name starts with R.
Right. You get that? Now you're saying it. You know, the reason why I am different from you is my essence, my purpose. When I want to become Rio, everything that Rio is, then I lose who Rahma is to embrace who Rio is, and I can never be you because you are yourself. You understand yourself better than I do. Even if I live with you, I cannot know you like you know yourself. Do you get?
Yes.
We all have our areas of strength and our areas of improvement. So I might just be seeing your areas of strength. Do you get? Sometimes I have my time where I just want to sleep. I don't want to do anything. Maybe the only time someone sees me is when I am all there, bubbly and all of that. Oh yeah, Rahma is energetic. Sometimes I would turn off my phone real because I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to sleep. Because then I am tired, I am stressed. And I know that when I am stressed, I get upset easily. Things irritate me a lot. So I need to sleep because my body is telling me, no, you are tired. You are tired. Even a car, when you use it to a point, the car will stop. So if you don't want your body to stop at a time you don't like it, you have to learn how to hibernate and rest. So when it comes to you comparing yourself to somebody, you really do not know them. And it hurts me when I see people trying to compare themselves to people on social media. You don't know these people.
You just stolen my next argument.
You don't know these people.
You are just saying, so, and that is what
highlighted reel is what you're seeing online. You don't know everything about them. Some people say, I wish I'm religious like this person. I wish I'm beautiful. Who defined beauty? Who told you this is what beauty should be? Do you get? And I'm saying that when you start comparing yourself to someone, you will lose your essence. You will lose yourself. And you don't want to do that. Because everybody will die one day. By the time you die, how will you be remembered? Someone who didn't have an identity? Someone who didn't know who they were?
Self-identity crisis.
Do you get it? Someone who didn't even understand what their mission is in the world? Yeah. Someone who was just all about anywhere ⴬ⴜ let me just go.
Wallahi.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So you need to learn to spend some time with yourself. When you stop comparing yourself, you connect better with yourself. Because when you stop comparing yourself, you will connect better with yourself. So instead of comparing, start learning how to connect with yourself. Who am I? All things bright and beautiful. We read it in high school.
All things bright and beautiful. All creatures great and small.
So I do not see anyone that God has created that is not wholesome. No. You just haven't discovered your purpose. You just haven't. And that's why we all have different areas of strength.
I don't know if you're familiar with this book, Dr. Miles Monroe. He says something where purpose is not known, abuse becomes inevitable. So I like that thing that you said. So as not to lose your essence, you must understand your purpose.
Exactly.
Wow. 90 minutes gone past the hour of 8 p.m. It is still the Happiness Hub on mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. And of course, we have the founder of sɣᴏ Africa and the person. I'm so sorry, Rama. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to. It's just, I don't know, Zakaria. She's the founder of sɣᴏ Africa. And this evening, we're talking about breaking the habit of comparing yourself to others. Last year, we had a story, a case of the narcissistic man and his mother, who is also narcissistic, and then the daughter-in-law, who is the victim. Right. And we had a doctor as well join us via phone all the way from Delta State. And she gave us a story of this family dynamic where the man was now telling his innocent wife, can't you be like my mother?
Wow.
Can't you be like my mother? Can't you do things the traditional way?
Right.
And then this doctor was telling us the story. What's her name? Dr. Korasilas. She was telling us that, so the lady should forget all what her own mother has taught her and just unlearn it and learn yours because she got married.
Into your family.
She told her that, well, I'm not an expert on marriage, but I think that should be a red flag for you to decide on the next thing to do.
Yeah. For anything you want to do, if you have to lose your identity to fit in,
it is not worth it.
You don't belong there. You don't belong there. If you have to lose yourself to fit in somewhere, you don't belong there. You really don't. Because it's just not who you are. You can't survive that. It's like taking a fish out of water, wanting it to climb a tree.
The fish is not a land animal.
Exactly.
No.
And if you judge a fish because it cannot climb a tree and say, oh, this fish is stupid.
Exactly.
If you see it in water, the fish is a genius, man. So it's just the way it is. Wow. So you should never lose yourself because you want to fit in somewhere. That's, for me, I would say is a red flag as well. Because why would you lose yourself because you want to be somewhere? Where you're going should help you become a better person, not to lose who you were.
Who you are.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you very much. It is still the Happiness Hub on Mainland 98.3 FM. Please note that we are streaming this program live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. You can please join the conversation by dropping your comments, or you can ask your questions. And of course, when we get to the Q&A session with the expert here, Ram Zakaria, the founder of Self-Affair Africa, of course, we'll just welcome that aspect and we'll ask questions. And of course, you'll be here to lend us our expertise on the questions or the answers to the questions. Okay, so now there is this story I just want to read to you now. Okay, so that we'll have ample time to take reactions from listeners. And of course, when we read stories or play audio files, we usually like to read a disclaimer, because we have a lot of sensitive people who are out there. So I just want to read the disclaimer. So the following story or the content that we're going to be reading out is purely for educational and informative purposes only. So it is not intended to incite any emotional reaction to anyone listening, hence its sensitive nature. All right, so can I call you Dr. Rama?
No, just call me Coach Rama. Coach Rama.
Okay, Coach Rama. Okay, beautiful. Now, there's this story. This is how it goes. Now, I'll just try as much as possible because the story is quite long. Now, this person said, I was placed in a town with another volunteer, Akisha. Because the town had almost no visitors from the United States, the community readily paired us together. Now, by almost any American standard, Akisha and I were nothing alike. We grew up in different regions of the country. Our family backgrounds were different, and we definitely didn't look anything alike. We also made an effort to have some independence in our town. We had different routines and spent time with different friends. That didn't stop many in the community from comparing us. However, the comparisons were made overtly to our faces. Unfortunately for me, Akisha was practically fluent in Portuguese when we arrived, whereas I took several months to become conversational. I vividly remember being referred to as the stupid one, in quotes, for the first several months we were there. Sometimes this comparison was inferred. I would go to the market and the women behind the vegetable stands would chime or ask, where is the smart one today? This was frustrating. I was an English teacher there too, so the stupid one label was a little worrisome. But more than this, I felt profoundly misunderstood. I was talking to Akisha about this one night, focusing on the inaccuracy of the label. What she said in response stuck to me. She agreed that the label was reductive, as all labels are, but she said the real problem was that we were being compared to one another rather than seen for who we were on our own terms. She said that to compare two people as a way was an insult to God.
It is.
This is a story.
It is. It is. You know why?
Yeah.
So this afternoon, while I was thinking about the topic we had to talk about, I remember I was just thinking about generally, you know.
Okay.
And then I was asking myself, Prophet Muhammad.
Okay.
Is not the same person as Jesus, Prophet Isa, right? They are different.
Okay.
But they had their assignment. Moses didn't strive to be like Muhammad. Do you understand?
Yes.
They all lived their life. Who says you can't be unique and still live a meaningful life? Do you understand?
Yes.
This social conditioning, we need to break free from it. And I say it, you know, I just put it in layman terms. I say, be shameless. And when I say be shameless, I mean, don't let people shame you into becoming who you're not. Have your core values, design your core values, design it, have it, Core values are there to guide you to live a good life, a purposeful life. But then you don't have to be a certain way or act in a certain way because that is what the society wants you to do. Do you know how many people have gone into wrong marriages because they want to get married before 30? Do you know how some women are drowning in depression right now because they can't have kids?
They have kids
at
and
30.
they can't leave. Yeah, okay, they can't have.
They are married, but they don't have children. But
okay.
they are drowning in shame.
Yes.
Oh, because I do not have children, I don't think I'm capable. I don't think I'm good enough. The Prophet of Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad, Aisha didn't have a child. There was never a place she was tagged barren. So who designed this timetable? I'm asking, because I genuinely want to know. And whoever must have designed it didn't design it for me. They designed it for themselves. Do you understand? For every day you live, you're getting closer to the day you will die.
Definitely.
And these people would not go into the grave with you. They might not even attend your funeral. So live your life, but live a good life so that you can be remembered in a good way. You don't have to compare yourself to anybody. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's just the way it should be.
And you don't have to accept comparisons
You
from
don't
somebody
have to
else
accept it.
comparing you to another
Yes,
person.
because when God was making me, He didn't make me to be real. He made me to be who I am.
Yes.
Rahma. Do you understand? Even if I was born by your parent real,
Yeah.
I can't act the same way as you.
No.
It's okay
No
to have
sibling have
Exactly.
similar mentality. No.
And you know, this thing has caused a lot of enmity among children.
Among children
They don't
and
even like
siblings.
themselves.
Exactly.
You see parents will be saying, look at your brother, he gave me 1 million last
Okay,
month. You
Coach-
gave me 500K.
Coach Ragma. Oh, I've gotten the pronunciation. Okay, so we talked about the narcissistic family cycle,
Right,
the golden child, the black sheep,
right,
the lost child,
right,
the enabler, the
Right.
flying monkey.
right.
Now, what happens when the narcissistic parents they die?
Yeah.
What happens to the siblings? They stop speaking to one another
I'm telling you.
because they were pitted against each other. They were unfavorably compared.
Okay.
Why can't you be more like the golden child? Not the gold. They don't call the gold.
I know.
Why can't you be more like your sister?
Yes.
Why can't you be more like your brother? Or why
Right.
can't you be more like your cousin?
Should I tell you something?
Yes,
Ruth?
please.
There was someone who lost his brother, I think last year,
Okay.
and this person was not talking to his brother. They were fighting. Meaningless things, so they were fighting. You know, of course it made sense to them, so but if you heard, you would know that all these things started from, look at your brother is doing that, you can't do that. Some parents will even fight their children because your elder brother wants to be a pilot, you say you want to be a musician. How can you do that to yourself? How can you destroy your life? You know, all these things.
My friend told me that his father disowned him because he decided to follow the musical career path.
Do you get that real? Do you see
He doesn't
that?
bear his father's name anymore. He bears his first name and his middle name.
Rio, just imagine that. So when this guy lost his brother, you know what he was regretting? He was regretting, oh, if only I knew you would die soon, I would have reconciled with him. I would have let my ego go and just reconcile with him. He hated him because they were always comparing him to his elder brother. To his elder brother. Why do we do this to ourselves as parents? And that's why, if you're a parent listening to me right now, if you do this, please stop it. You're
Stop
not
it, yeah.
blessing your children. You know, you're not blessing them. And I don't know who says we have to curse children, we have to treat them in a way that is not good for them to listen to us. No, you can talk to children. You can educate them.
And tell them this will be the consequences of your
Exactly.
actions or your decisions. Are you ready to live with this?
That's it. You know, some people say some children are so strict, they don't listen, this and that. And I'm like, there are ways to train those children. There's something called peaceful parenting. Fine, the way our parents trained us, they were actually strict. It's good though, fine. We at least we are disciplined.
Coach
but you know,
Rama.
to some extent, we know where it is affecting
I will
us
tell you
now.
one story, don't worry
We
now.
know. So many of us had to go to therapy to heal from
Yes.
the way we were raised. So I'm not saying you should not raise your children the way you were raised. I mean, the discipline part is good, but you can do it in a way that is intelligent, in a way that is a way that would yield good result and not give you broken children.
Well, I don't know. I think we may have to borrow 1 extra hour from the next program so that we can continue. It is still the Happiness Hub on mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Joining us, in fact, live in the studio is Coach Rama Zakaria, the founder of Self Affair Africa. And this evening we are talking about something that is very important, and it is breaking the habit of comparing yourself to others. Additionally speaking, this program is being streamed on our Facebook and YouTube pages at Mainland 98.3 FM. Big ups to the people watching. Would like to say thank you so much. I think there are four or five people watching on, I think, YouTube here. Thank you so much. And on Facebook too. All right. I don't know. Do you have any other thing you want to add, or possibly I want to ask one more question before we make it more interactive by inviting every listener? Beautiful. Okay. So there's this other question, and let's go to social media.
Amazing.
Let's talk about social media. Social media is supposed to be a tool to connect with long lost friends, as opposed to when we used to write letter. Please, are you going to Ibadan? Please let me give it to my friend. And then your friend will now not get the letter maybe in the next 2 days. And then your reply, maybe they want to reply, they will send a pigeon to travel from Ibadan to Lagos to give you the reply.
Right.
But now social media has made it more easy. It has made it easy for us to connect with people in the same state as you are and out of states. But now, how has social media, because this question is very, very controversial, and I know you already know the answer to the question. If I already know the question to the answer, so not the answer to the question. So I want to ask now, how has social media ruined or contributed positively, in quotes, to comparing yourself to other people?
Okay. So I would say social media is a good space. Social media is helpful. Social media is a place where you can learn a lot. Today we have access to information that our parent didn't have access to, and that's why you won't see me tag any parent, call them names, or say, oh, the parents are the reason why. No, you know, I'm saying that their upbringing affected us a little way, and that's because of the information they had access to at the time.
Yeah.
But now we have access to better information.
Yes.
There was nothing like peaceful parenting.
No.
In my parents' time.
No.
Now there's peaceful parenting. There is healthy parenting. So you can train your children in a way that is healthy. You can still take some things from the way our parents raised. We're disciplined, real.
Precisely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree with you.
In our days, when teacher beat you in school, your parents will say they should beat you more.
They should beat you some more.
You must have done something wrong.
Exactly.
But these days, you people say, I'm going to that school to break down the walls. You know, that's not what I'm saying. You get? So now, so I'm trying to say social media is a good space. It helps. It is a place to get educated. You get what I'm saying? Depends on what you're looking for.
Yes.
So it then becomes a problem when you forget who you are and then you're chasing what does not serve you. You're going online, someone is doing get ready with me to go somewhere, they are getting up from their bed. I don't think anybody will set their camera to go to bed. It is when they wake up, they will go and set their camera on their
content
tripod.
Creators.
On their tripod.
Content creators.
And they will go back to bed, cover their body with blanket, and then, oh, I just woke up like this. Is it that easy? And then you are watching.
Please tell me about
you
it.
Understand?
Yes, I do.
You are watching that, and you are feeling less of yourself because someone woke up in the way that they've arranged their bed. You, the way you wake up in the morning, sometimes you are looking, you are frowning, your face is not even smiling.
You woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
On the wrong side of the bed. You're not saying, oh, this person woke up well. I have to sleep in a way that, you know, I have to. I don't get it. I think all these things happen because of identity crisis. When you know who you are, some things don't move you.
I'm telling you.
They don't move you at all. Someone is cooking, you know what they do to put that video online? They will cut and join, edit, make sure everything is looking good, put some coloring.
The editing is even more work than the cooking.
Jollof rice in picture is not the same way it is in real life.
No, it's not.
So because the jollof rice they cooked online, you're seeing the picture with highlight and all of that, it's looking more colorful. You're like, oh, the one I cooked might not be good. I have to try harder the next time. So you need to first understand yourself. I think that's just the way it is. Social media is a good place. It just depends on what you're looking for. So whatever it is you're looking for, you will find. You will find it there.
Whether good or bad.
Exactly. That's the way it is. So you
that sounded like an advice and a warning.
Do you understand? So it's what you're looking for, you will find. Though.
Yes.
So you have to know what you're looking for. But then I won't condemn social media. Social media has helped a lot of people get opportunities, even land good jobs.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Meet people that have transformed their life. Networking as well. So what are you looking for? You don't have to be in social media absent-minded. You have to be there with intention. There's something I'm looking for. I unfollow pages sometimes when I feel like, this page.
No, I'm not deriving something.
When did I start following this page? No, it must not be a mistake.
No.
You know, some pages you followed maybe in 2012, you're like, oh no, unfollow.
What was I thinking?
What was I thinking? No, this must be a mistake.
No, it must be a mistake.
Because who you were in 2012 is not who you are now. You've
Precisely.
learned, you've grown.
And that's exactly what you said.
Do you understand?
When you
You've
were doing
learned-
self-comparison.
Yes, you've learned, you've grown. So it's okay. Some things made sense to you in the last 5 years or 10 years ago, but now they don't make sense to you anymore. It's okay. It's your life. I'm not even here to question you. It is your life. But make sure you live purposefully, intentionally, so that when you die, you'll be remembered in a good way. And even if you don't want to live to be remembered in a good way, live in such a way that you will be pleased with yourself. Don't damage yourself.
Self-awareness.
Yeah.
In fact, there's something I wanted to say. Now, there's this small story I want to tell you now.
Tell
It's
me.
a very, very wonderful one. Now, when you're in your 20s, you care what everyone thinks. When you're in your 30s and 40s, or maybe late 30s, early 40s, and mid 40s, you stop caring about what everyone thinks. But when you get to your 50s, 60s, and beyond, you realize that no one cared.
People don't really have time, real. People are busy with their lives. Imagine somebody somewhere now thinking, if I do this thing, Rio will be upset. Rio is in the studio. He's busy with his life. He's here in front of Rahama, busy with his life. You know one thing I've come to realize, Rio? People are busy. They are thinking about their lives.
So whatever comparison they must have inflicted on you,
Do you
trust
understand?
me, it is just within that second.
It's
Trust
just
me,
you.
they've forgotten.
People
They've
don't have your
forgotten.
time, oh.
I'm telling you.
And if you, let's even assume they are thinking about you. You know, I say this, it's like the spotlight effect. That people are thinking about me, this and that one. Firstly, is
What
people
would
are
they
not
say?
thinking about you. They are busy. Today, now, since I woke up, I can tell you that most of the time today, I've been thinking about my life. Do you get?
Wow.
So people are busy. They're trying to think about their children, their career, their finances, their health, so many things. So when you live your life thinking, people are thinking about me, they are busy. They are not thinking about you. Let's now assume they are thinking about you. My question is, would their perception of you pay your bills? Would their opinion pay your bills? If it will not pay your bills, please face your life. And okay, let's say their perception or their opinion can pay your bills. Will they attend your funeral when you pass? Some of them, your parents will not even, when we die, our phones, it's just going to be there.
Yeah.
Maybe our parents will pick the calls or your siblings will pick the call or something like that. They won't remember
And
to
with
call
time,
some of
they will
these
remove
people.
the same.
They will remove the
They will remove the same.
Do you understand? So they won't even remember to call this one and say, this person that died, though, can you come to the... They won't even
Do you know
remember.
that till date now, some people do not know that some other people have passed
God bless
on.
you, real.
They don't know.
They don't
They
know.
just believe that, this person is... Maybe they go to the person's social media page.
And they can see that they're
and they
not
just
active.
say, okay, maybe the
Maybe they
person
are
has
taking a
forgotten
break.
his password.
Or maybe they are.
Or
So people are busy with their lives, and if they are thinking about you, trust me, their opinion of you cannot pay your bills. And most times, their perception or opinion of you is not your reality. And lastly, even if they are thinking about you, when you die, they might not be at your funeral, so they are not that important.
It is still the Happiness Hub on mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Coach Rama, Zakaria, please, I know, don't worry,
Okay.
you would extract a suitable penance for me for mispronouncing your name. I've tried. Anyway, it is amazing, and what we're doing this evening is we're talking about breaking the habit of comparing yourself to others. It is the Happiness Hub on mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos, and we're streaming this program live on Facebook and YouTube. I think it's safe to say we can open the phone lines now so that we can take questions and reactions. If you would like to join the conversation, all right, you can please call the number 0913 600 0410, 0913 600 0410. You can call that number directly or nationally, or you can send a text message to that number. There's the option of WhatsApp. WhatsApp calls and WhatsApp messages is 0913 600 0430. You can also drop your comments via the comment section on our Facebook and YouTube pages at Mainland 98.3 FM. But please tell us where you are texting from and just include your name and your location so that we can address you properly. And please articulate your question properly so that Coach Rama will be here to answer them. Okay, beautiful. So while we wait for calls, I think there's a message here I'd just like to read from a listener. Okay. All right. This one says, happiness Rio, your comparison by parents on their children. I think I am guilty of this topic terribly, but thank God you've made me choose the right path through this program. Kudos to you guys. 𝗪𝗍, Mary. Okay, I think this is just a complimentary message.
I'm rooting for you, Mary.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mary. We really appreciate your thoughts on that. Okay. So while we wait for calls and messages, let me just go over to the next question. Okay. So aside jealousy. Okay, from Maryland. The person is from Maryland, calling from Maryland in Lagos. Okay. All right. So aside jealousy, envy, strife, and maybe low self-esteem, which you highlighted, now what are some other consequences of comparing oneself to others?
Unnecessary pressure. Unnecessary pressure. There's the feeling that there's something you have to be, or there's a standard you have to get to, or there's this target you have to meet, or there's this way you have to behave. Unnecessary pressure. Like you said, imposter syndrome. Comparison can lead to that as well. You start feeling like a fraud, you know, like you're incompetent. Incompetent,
yeah. Would you kindly hold that thought? Let's take this call. Good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, my name is Michelle from Vega.
Oh, Michelle, thank you for calling. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right, beautiful. Please go ahead.
I want to say, like, this topic is really a good topic. For that comparison, I think I'm grateful for it in the sense that I graduated from secondary school 2018. So because of due to financial issues, I was not able to further my education till this moment. So when I was told that, okay, can I should apply for JAM? I'm like, no, I don't want to apply for JAM. My mates are finished school. How would I enter school at this time? Like, do you understand? Like, I was feeling so bad that what if I meet my classmates from secondary school and they ask me that, what am I doing now? Would I be able to tell them that I'm just entering school? So I felt so bad. Like, I was like, no, I don't want to, like, you understand? Not until I listened to your first topic this year.
Okay, overcoming the imposter syndrome. I remember. Yes.
So that's when I was really sat down and evaluate myself, and I discovered that I was trying to be perfect. So I was now like, okay, I don't even care. Even if I enter at 26 or I enter at 25, it's nobody's business. So that really gave me a go ahead to register for, and I registered for it, and and I discovered that when I was preparing for this thing, reading really actually makes me happy, like studying makes me happy. So I was not like, what if I had left this thing completely? So that was how I would not be able to discover myself, because me preparing for it now, I was so happy reading, preparing for this thing, like acquiring more knowledge, and you understand? So I was just like, I'm depriving myself by comparing myself with other people just because my classmates are out of university doesn't stop me from entering. So that's my own contribution to it.
All right. Thank you so much, Michelle. Really appreciate you. All right. Okay. All right. It is still the Happiness Hub on Mainland 98.3 FM. Of course, we've gotten to the Q&A session, and it's more like the interactive session of the program. You can do so by calling the number 0913 600 0410, 0913 600 0410. You can call that number directly or nationally, and there's the option of WhatsApp calls and WhatsApp messages, 0913 600 0430. Additionally, this program is being streamed on Facebook and YouTube. You can drop your comments there via the live comment section at Mainland 98.3 FM is our Facebook and YouTube pages respectively, so you can do that. Okay, so while we wait for more calls now.
You know, I was going to say something.
Okay, please go ahead.
To add to what Michelle said.
Okay, Michelle. All right.
So, because there are some people who are in that stage, that stage where they are thinking, do I go back to school? Am I not too old? It's going to take me 4 years. For instance, it might be 32 or 33 or 34, even 35. And then in the next 4 years, they'll be 39. So I'm telling you this evening that whether or not you go to school, you'll still be 39 in the next 4 years. So why don't you just go to school and become 39, and then you're a degree older? Do you understand? A 39-year-old who has a degree, and not just get to 39 because of what will people say that I'm in class. I don't know who said that. You know, I keep saying it.
Yes.
Who set this?
Who said these rules? Who said these timelines?
Who gave you timelines?
Yes, exactly. So what was the yardstick to measure these timelines? Let us understand.
Exactly. And I'm saying that if someone had even said it, it's not for me. my life is different. My life is not supposed to be like yours.
Yeah.
That's why the stories will be interesting.
different,
Do you
yeah.
understand? It has
Yeah.
to be different. It has to be unique.
And I'm really glad we're having this conversation because just last week we talked about mindset makeover, rewriting the scripts of your life. So you are in complete control of how you want to rewrite the scripts of your life.
Exactly.
Additionally speaking, now looking at it from a marital point of view, because we always get calls and messages from listeners saying that some people shame them maritally by saying that why haven't you gotten married? Why haven't you done this? Even when you get married, why haven't you given birth to children?
Or why do you have female children?
Why do you have
not
female
a
children?
boy?
Why not a boy? You understand? So, or why do you have all boys and no females? You
female.
understand? So people will always find something to talk about. But interestingly, somebody's response to somebody saying that why are they not married? That all your mates have been married. The person now said, okay, you are getting older. So the response to that question was, will getting married stop me from getting older?
Exactly. That's the thing.
Will it stop me from getting older? Whether I get married or not, I will still get older.
older.
So I don't understand why you're now making an unnecessary demand. And it's my life. I can do whatever I want to do.
And that's
Then the
it.
person I went for that to ask, okay, why are you not divorced?
Good. Or why are you not dead? I mean, your mates have died too.
Exactly.
Why didn't you die? You should have died too.
I mean,
Because it's not your time yet. And there are some things that are beyond your control. Marriage is not for one person.
I
Two
think-
people have to agree.
I think we should also have a session where we'll talk about social etiquettes.
Yeah. You know, Nigerians lack boundaries. Nigerians lack boundaries.
we have
No,
got
let me
it. Now we have got
let me
it.
rephrase that, Rio. Let me rephrase that. Some emphasis on some
some.
Nigerians lack boundaries. Some questions, you see some people who go abroad, they say, oh, I just said this and I was laid off. Because some of those things are not your business.
Not your business.
You know, we mistake, you know, we don't use words right here. So because I'm talking to someone for the first time now, they are my friend. So because you're my friend now, I can talk. Some people are not your friend. They are your acquaintance. Some are your neighbors. Some are your colleagues at work.
Exactly.
Some are friends of your friend, not your friend. Because someone is a friend to my friend doesn't make them my friend. So I don't have the right to ask them some questions because I feel, oh, I know this person, I have access to them. And when you say you know people, what do you really know about them? So when you call someone your friend, what do you know about? Because people abuse, some people, I want to use some.
Okay.
Some people abuse that word friendship. Just
yeah.
because someone is your friend or because you call them your friend, you believe you have access to everything that goes on in their life. They have the right to keep it from you. They don't have to tell you everything because you might be, you know, dashing out titles, but they take their time to welcome you into their life because they want to know you well. How can you say someone is your friend, you don't know their full name? You don't know their date of birth. You don't know where they live. You don't know their parents. You don't know their children. You don't even know their siblings.
You don't even know their likes and dislikes. Yeah.
Their likes and dislikes. You're saying they're your friend. So you're asking them, so what's going on with you and your boyfriend? Like, how is that your business?
Where did that come from? How
Do
did
you
that
understand?
And you know the funny thing, it's like you said, it's like you rightly said. There are some people there, they will ask you some questions. You yourself, you'll be, is this person talking? You will look behind
How
you.
did we get
Is
here?
this person talking to me? I don't understand. Where did that question come?
Yeah.
What connected
Do you
our
understand?
conversation to that question?
Exactly.
It was like a frisbee to the somebody would just throw a ball at you unexpectedly. So it just hits you in the head and you're like, you are confused.
I'm not your friend. I don't know you. You're not my friend. Just because you see me doesn't make you my friend. Do you understand? So some people are very intentional about the people they are allowed
into
their
life. Yeah.
So you can't just say because you've met them twice in a classroom or maybe in a program or at the workplace, your colleague is not your friend. And that's why most people are always saying, oh, I'm disappointed. No, they didn't disappoint you. It is your expectation of them that disappointed you.
William Shakespeare.
Yeah.
They
They didn't disappoint you because if you were going to bring
many of us are hurt by our own expectations.
Yes,
yeah.
our own expectations. Because when you say people disappointed, they hurt you. I'm like, who are they to you? Who are you to them? Did you define your relationship with them? Have they ever acknowledged you as their friend? If they didn't, what gave you the right to go and start putting shovel in their throat, asking for the stories of their life? Do you understand? Let them tell you by themselves. And that's the way it should be. So when I say some Nigerians lack boundaries, I'm not even joking. See, they say, your husband has died. He's 5 years already. When are you going to remarry? Are you kidding me, ma'am?
Wow.
Are you kidding me, sir? How did we get here? Some will say, oh, you are so slim. Oh, it looks like you are sick. If you're slim, it's a problem. If you're fat, it's a problem. If you're tall, it's a problem. If you're short, it's a problem.
If you dress well, they say you're conceited.
You get?
You are proud. If you don't dress well, they say you don't have money.
Do you understand? And that's why you should never joke with self-awareness as a human being. You just have to know yourself.
Preach on.
You just have to know yourself. Understand who you are from the core. Understand your purpose. Why are you here? What are you doing here? Design your core values. When you have self-awareness, it saves you from a lot of stress. Some things, the moment they bring it to your table, you already know this is not for me. I'm not going to be part of this. But when you don't know yourself, when you don't understand yourself, the society will define you. They will tell you who to be. And at the end of the day, you will be sad because that's not who you really want to be.
And this is why some people are so hard on themselves. They are their own worst critic because they have just embraced every opinion, every projection from other people. So people sometimes, and when people say something, or maybe when some people give an opinion about you, you think that, okay, so this is what this person is thinking about me, and then you now become conscious around that person. You now begin to you read every facial expression. If maybe I've offended this person. Maybe that's why this person is doing his face like this. Maybe that's why this person is giving off this body language. And then you are too conscious. You cannot live freely. You cannot speak freely.
You become a people pleaser.
Exactly. That leads to people pleasing, which we talked about, I think, last year, November. So I want you to tell us now, how can we stop? Because we're almost pressed for time. So let's talk about how can we stop. I want to say people pleasing, self-comparison, or maybe comparing ourselves to other people.
Others.
Yes.
So first thing I would say, I talked about it earlier, is for you to seek self-awareness. Seek to know yourself. And when I say self-awareness, I'm not talking about your name, I'm not talking about your age, I'm not talking about where you're from. Seek to know yourself from the root. Understand who you are. Understand your essence. Person who is doing something else, they're like, oh yeah, I think that's what I'm supposed to be doing. They will abandon what they've started, go into another one. They are always starting without finishing because they don't even understand what they're here for. So self-awareness, like I will always say, is the king of existence. The king of existence. So you need to understand yourself. It is when you know, you need to know yourself. It is when you know yourself that you can manage yourself. When you know how to manage yourself, it simply means that you've understood yourself. And it's easy for you to validate yourself. You don't have to be like everybody. You don't have to do everything that everyone is doing. You don't have to be like anyone. Just be yourself. But most importantly, be your best self. Number 2 is setting boundaries. When it comes to you breaking the habit of self-comparison, you need to set boundaries. And the boundaries in the sense that it's not everything that is here. Not everything here is meant for you. Know when to say no to some things. So when someone comes to you to say, oh, why are you not like this? This person is like this. Know when to say, I am me. I'm supposed to be myself and not another person. It happens in the workplace, some toxic work culture. They say, oh, this person is doing this. Why can't you do that thing as well? My area of strength is not necessarily yours, real. Yours is not mine. But you know, we can work together and achieve results.
Exactly. We can be complements. We can complement each other. Yes.
Do you understand? Yes. Without having to compete in an unhealthy way. So setting boundary is important. But when you have self-awareness, you know what is meant for you, because there's no way you have self-awareness and you don't have core values. So it's easy for you to know what is meant for you, setting boundaries. Another thing is learn to miss out. You know, some people don't want to miss out.
FOMO.
Fear of missing out. I don't want to miss out. Miss out on some things. It's okay. It is really okay to miss out. It is fine, completely fine. So allow yourself to miss out on some things. It's okay. It is really okay. And that's just the way it is, basically. So the 3 things I would say is understand yourself. Embrace self-awareness. Embrace self-awareness so that you can understand yourself. You can know yourself and understand yourself. 2, set boundaries. 3, allow yourself to miss out on some things. And the last thing I would say is be around people who help you become a better version of yourself.
Can you send me your account number?
So you can give me some money.
Kemisola, good evening. Welcome. Please have a seat. Let's have a conversation.
Okay.
All right. So this is the next program coming up is Love and Life with Kemisola. Yes, amazing. So
Hi,
it's somewhat
Kemisola.
synonymous with what we talk about here
Oh,
on the Happiness.
great,
We
great.
want to do like a proper handover. Okay.
Oh,
So please
great.
have a seat. Let's have a conversation. Okay. All right, Kemisola. Good evening. Good to have you. Join us. Yeah. Welcome. So our guest, Coach Rama. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Because I was listening as I was coming in.
Okay. Fantastic.
I especially love the fact, the part where you were talking about, boundaries and how we as Nigerians will just ask Kilode uti marry.
Wallahi. Honestly. As in.
And honest to goodness, let me be number one culprit.
Oh.
Until my son called me to order.
Wow.
Until
Okay.
my son called me to
Yes.
order because I was harassing a neighbor. Kilode, give me another baby now.
Wow.
And then my son called me one day. My teenage son said, you don't even know if they've been trying anything.
Exactly.
And because each time I ask the lady, she'll be like, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready for another baby. So I used to put her under pressure. And then when she finally took in, she was like, hey, mommy, do you know you're the only person, because I stopped that like 3 years ago. Like, you're the only person who has not been putting me under pressure to have another baby. And I thought back, I was like, it's because of that small boy. So really, sometimes the truth is sometimes we do it out of love, but we're usually very insensitive.
Insensitive.
To the feelings of
Exactly, of that person, yeah.
recipients of that
Recipient.
our so-called
Exactly.
love.
Yes.
She gets.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you so much.
I apologize to everybody that I've ever put under pressure like that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kemisola. All right, Coach Orama, would like to say thank you for joining us this evening, and we look forward to having more pleasant conversations with you in the foreseeable future. Please do not turn down our invite when we invite you the next time. All right, so coming up, yes.
Let me give you my account number.
Eh?
Let me give you my account
Okay,
number.
because
Wait, no.
because I haven't come out right.
I said it out of excitement. It was excitement, so please.
Are you going back on your way now?
Self-comparison. I wasn't the person I was 30 minutes ago. Don't mind me, that was just a lighter mood. All right, so once again, it's the Happiness Hub, and we've come to the end of this evening's edition of the program. It was a pleasure having Coach Orama join us this evening. She's the founder of Self Affair Africa. I hope I got that right. And this evening, she just did justice to the topic, breaking the habit of comparing yourself to others. Up next is Love and Life with Kemisola. It's another very fantastic show that talks about love, life, relationships, marital matters, in fact, anything concerning relationships. Kemisola is your go-to plug. All right, so from all of us at Mainland 98.3 FM, we'd like to say have a pleasant evening, and we'll see you same time next week. Bye for now.